Everybody, this is Big Boss Calvin 83. This is what I want to discuss. There's a lot of things that have been going on, with me, in particular social media. So I want to address a lot of the fact that I've been trolled and been attacked by women and by effeminate pussy whip males. Now let's get something straight. Let's start with this. Why do I do what I do? It's because of the fact that I'm just sick and tired of the bullshit and the fuckery that's going on in this society. And that's why I do what I do. And plus I care about people, and I'm here to wake people up and make them aware of certain things that are going on in this society, such as with issues with men's rights issues. I talk a lot of stuff about men's issues and the plight of men, especially the plight of men of color in this society, known as the United Snakes of America. Free case, don't get it twisted. Also known as the United States of America, in the politically correct term. I talk about racism because racism is a big issue still in 2016 going on 2017. And there's a lot of hate and a lot of discrimination and a lot of social injustice against people of color. So that's why I do what I do, and I talk about what's going on in the politics. I go talk about what's going on, with things, why and talk about my life experiences, so other people can relate and I can help other people, especially the youth who don't have a fucking voice. So I can point them out so that I can make them aware of certain things, and be aware and how to handle those certain situations that I couldn't handle back then. So that's what I do. The way people are treating each other is really fucked up. And the fact that most people are comfortable with this fuckery, that we don't live in a post-racial society, that it's okay to disrespect and bash your everyday, hardworking, honest, caring man with a good heart, especially women treating men like shit, being on their fucking pedestal. They can do whatever they want to a man, especially hurt a man. If they're doing good things to a man, I wouldn't be on here. If they were treating men good and treating men with love, respect, and kindness, and being compassionate and sensitive, I wouldn't be on here. Now, people, well, what if women weren't being treated right? Then I would say something anyway, because that goes on from time to time. But it's not as misandry is big time in the West and in many Western nations. Not as much as misogyny. There is a few instances of misogyny, but it's very, very rare. Most of the men who are misogynistic have been created by these single mothers, by these females. You women create these woman haters. You create these misogynists by the way you treat boys, grown up as men. We remember how we were done dirty. We remember how we were treated in school. We remember how a girl lied to us and broke our hearts. I'm not saying you don't have asshole guys treating women like shit. But the damn difference is you women can pick up on this shit, but you still you choose to touch the burning stove and burn your fucking hand, which is beyond me. I don't know if the stove is fucking hot. If you fucking touch it like this and burn your hand, why are you complaining? When you know damn well if you touch the hot flame or you touch the burner while it's on, you're going to burn your hand. You understand what I'm saying? But women get sympathy and justice a lot of times. Women can go to anybody and somebody will always extend their fucking hand to help that woman or just help other women, period. When women have issues and struggles and going through certain things, society gives her a safety net. Society will take care of her. Other men that don't know this particular woman will save her and protect her. But when men go through shit, when men catch hell, ain't nobody there for us. When a man cries, he's laughed at. When a woman cries, people ask what's going on and try to heal this woman. You see a man walking down the street, nobody stops and gives him a ride to where he's going, especially when it's pouring rain and it's cold as hell outside. But if a woman walks down the street, chances are somebody's going to give her a ride and help her get there safely. Why is that? How come we can't treat both men and women equally and fairly when it comes to gender equality? You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I do what I do. Men remember when a woman have lied on us and got us in trouble. God almost got us arrested. Daniel almost got us beat up and got us killed by other Captain Save Whole Ass faggots, effeminate males that wish I was a real man, motherfucker, asshole, jerk, bitch, motherfucker. Can't stand you effeminate pussy with mangina simp ass males who always protecting women, especially when they're in the fucking wrong. The bitch is wrong as hell. You're still gonna take up for her. I have a story. I'm gonna give you a quick story. When I was living in Florida, there was this. I was in a Disney internship. I don't want to go into what my internship is. I don't want to go into details because that company is a fucking asshole for firing me. So I'm not going to go into it that deep. What I did and what I do and why I was there. So I was chilling by my apartment in Orlando, Florida, and there was this other guy, this Caucasian short guy. He's like the Caucasian version of Martin Lawrence. Kind of looks like him. If you can just picture Martin Lawrence as a Caucasian male, he looks like that, mixed with some Eminem in him. So we were talking about a lot of things, and I talked with this guy who I thought was a friend. We talked. We just had a conversation. Talk about what's going on in the world. We talked about what's going on with the Illuminati, New World Order. I don't know how he seeked me out, but when he brought out that subject matter, and he talked about how there's corruption and a lot of bullshit that's going on with these companies, particularly Disney. Now he looked up to some things, and he shared this information. And I told him that I'm aware of the New World Order. I'm aware of how feminism is and how toxic it is in society. So one particular day, we jaw jacked. We talked about certain issues and certain concerns, even racism. So this chick that he liked, this guy was 21 at the time. This chick was 25, and I was 27 at the time. It was a 2011, I was 20, going to be 28. So we were talking about some things. So one night we were at she was apartment. She lived across from me, a step away across from me in that direction. She was like she was like a next door neighbor, but she lived across from me. So we were there sitting and chilling. We talked about a lot of stuff, and one particular night, he was drunk and I was drunk. He was high. They were both high. I was on a little bit of the drunk side. So we started talking about current events. She talked about how different it is from America versus how America is great and versus Guatemala. And I'm like, that's your opinion. But he said, yeah, I've been to other countries because I've been to other countries myself. And we talked about And I told her that the thing you got to be aware of, America may be great, but it's not great. Certain things look like certain things compared to your country may look like paradise, but just but if you go deep in America and live as long as I have, and since I was the oldest of them, you can see that America is just as poor or poorer than certain countries. You don't have. They say this is the land of the free, but only a certain group of people are free, and a certain group of people are oppressed. There was racism. There was sexism. Particularly, people want to say there was so-called women were oppressed, which wasn't really true. There was a little bit of that, but there was more. But they never talked about how men were oppressed, and you had other male and females who were the part of the powers that be who oppressed men as well. Women were oppressed in different areas. Men were more so oppressed in different areas too. So that's what I try to explain to her. And she talked about, women can, do certain things. She can't be judged. She can't be criticized, which I agree with. Women can be a fucking whore and a slut, and she don't have to be accountable. Other countries, a woman can't be a fucking whore and a fucking slut. She can't falsely accuse a man on some bullshit. She can't fuck with men, talk shit to men, because a man can slap the shit out of her, and the law will be on her side, will be on his side. So outside of the USA, women, you can't be reckless sluts. You can't be a fucking gold-digging ass whores and stupid bitches. You can't act like a fucking man and step up to a man and talk shit, put your hands on him, make threats, terroristic threats, which is what they are. And a man defends himself and slaps the shit out of you. Those societies will take the man's side, not because he's a man, because there's a moral code how men and women behave traditionally. A woman's supposed to respect a man, and by her respecting a man will respect her back. But in America, a woman's entitled to respect, and she don't have to do nothing to get respect. But men are obligated to respect women no matter fucking what. And that's what I was trying to explain to her. And I also told her there's ugly sides of America that you don't understand. This Caucasian guy said, no, he don't know what he's talking about. Then we talked about how, the reason why your country was poor because of Europeans. Caucasians fucked up your nation, historically. Raped and pillaged, maimed, murdered, and I'll start that again. The reason why I was trying to tell this female, the reason why her countries, Latin America, is very poor and fucked up is because you had Caucasians who were called colonizers, Europeans, going to those other countries of color where there's people of color, and they're raping and pillaging, murdering, maiming, marginalizing, exploiting, trying to enslave, terrorizing, torturing, inhuman, and just committing heinous acts on people, raping women and children, even raping men. Just the most vile, evil shit, subjugating them. Just the most evil shit that Caucasian people can do to another group of people. How certain people can go to another land and try to steal from them, rape, pillage, murder, rape, and maim, marginalize, subjugate, and colonize the fuck out of it and make a fucking colony out of it, and commit and damn near commit genocide on the indigenous people. So she was shocked that I knew what I knew, which it shouldn't be, no. And she tried to say, well, if you lived in my era, you could be robbed and killed. Yeah, I'm aware that I told her, but I've been robbed and I've been terrorized, I've been harassed, damn near killed. I had my rights violated. Now I'm a repressed individual in my own country that my ancestors forced to build. and I don't get no respect. I'm not considered a human being. There's so much racism and hate going on in this nation that you know nothing about. Yeah, you as a woman can do some crazy shit and not be judged and held accountable for it. You can victim out. You can have a kid out of wedlock, and the government will take care of your lazy ass. You can rape a man for child support, even if the kid is not biologically his. You can collect child support from that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? There is a lot of female privilege. Women have more rights than men. No, and she was like, I was like, no. Or a woman can talk shit to a man and falsely accuse him of some bullshit. He gets in trouble for it. Even even when the bitch is found lying, which was and the lie is she's blatantly lying, and it's fucking obvious. She lied on this man or innocent men. They get in trouble for it. She gets no jail time. She don't serve no jail. She don't just serve no prison sentence. She should serve double the prison sentence, the same amount of time, with doubling it. Give you an example. So a man spent 10 years of his life, 10 years losing his life in prison and being tortured, beaten, raped, even murdered in prison, sodomized in prison. That female should spend 30 years in jail, double the sentence. 10 years, add a double the sentence. 30 years in jail. And that's how it should be if you're found lying. If a woman lies on a man, makes a false accusations of abuse, domestic violence, false accusations of rape, falsely accusing a man of molesting a kid, and she's found lying, she should be held accountable. Because if a man falsely accuses a woman of some bullshit, they ain't gonna do shit. They're gonna investigate that man, find out if he's telling the truth or not, and this woman is innocent until proven guilty. And once they find out he's lying, he has hell to pay. So that's what I was trying to tell her. And I told her that how people of color are treated compared to Caucasian people, white people, that, as I told her before I became conscious, you know what I'm saying? This guy got so mad for me speaking the truth, and then she talked. Then I don't know. Then we talked about New World Order and how we had this, how the elites are. Then I talked about who they are: Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderberg, people like Bill Gates, and how evil and corrupt and inhumane these motherfuckers are. I told her you need to look up this shit. You need to understand why they brought in feminism and why they're trying to bring in why certain countries reject feminism, because they look at America and see how disenfranchised their society is. She said, "Oh, it's this conspiracy theory." And then this guy said, "Oh, this guy's crazy. He don't know what he's talking about." This woman tried to argue with me. I refused to argue with her. I just said, "You just gotta look this shit up." She has a phone. I didn't have a phone like I have right now, which I'm using to record this video, but you can look it up. She refused. She didn't want to do it. And it kills me how a lot of people are so damn lazy and fucking complacent and don't want to look up a goddamn thing. Then when you tell them the truth and the facts, they still want to turn their back to it. And then this fucking guy who I thought was a fucking friend said, "Well, don't debate with her. She knows her shit. She don't know nothing." And I was like, whatever, dude. My response should have been, "You're right. She knows shit. She don't know nothing. Because she haven't looked up a goddamn thing. The only thing this bitch and you have looked, the only thing y'all have done is looked up how to suck dick and how to eat pussy a certain way, how to act reckless and try all types of drugs and get high and get drunk and stupid and reckless and wild and get into fucking trouble. That's the only thing you know." And that's the problem with this youth. I'm not saying when I was in my 20s that, no, actually in my 20s, I couldn't do none of that shit because I was busy homeless. I was in between jobs and I was in school. I couldn't do certain things. Plus I didn't have a car, so I couldn't, plus I was living with other people, so I couldn't do certain things. I couldn't fuck bitches recklessly. I couldn't party like I wanted to party. You know, I couldn't get high and get drunk and get in trouble. And I wanted to do that shit, but the society knows I was wrong. But I was so focused on my responsibilities that I couldn't do that shit. Plus, I didn't fit in with the in crowd because I was considered an undesirable. Not a nerd, but just a flat out undesirable lame. And the fact that we were talking about, and she talked, then this guy was talking about how he didn't grow up with a super spoon in his fucking mouth, even though he's quote unquote a so-called white man, young white man. And I said, you know, I went through hell too. And I'm like, I went through all kinds of racism, discrimination. I went through all kinds of shit. I had bitches lying on me, damn near getting me arrested. I was arrested by a fucking crooked cop. And I told her how the cops are and how they treat so-called black people. How they treat people of color in general, but particularly so-called black people, and how we don't have no rights and freedoms. And I told her, even though it's supposed to be a post-racial society, it's not. This guy got pissed off and we almost got in an argument. Well, why are you complaining? You talk about you're the only black kid in the school. You know, I would have killed me in that situation. No, I wouldn't. No, that was hell for me. If you are a Caucasian male coming from the hood, you will be loved. Even if you couldn't get the elite Caucasian women, you still could have got a trailer park Becky. You could have just got a middle class Caucasian female. You could have got a trailer trash Caucasian female on meth, or you could have fucked a Latino chick. You could have fucked an Asian chick, and even a so-called black chick, a Middle Eastern chick. No, I didn't have none of them options. You know, when I was the only so-called black male in my school, which was a very few, I was treated like shit. I was picked on. I was disrespected. I was thrown underneath the bus. I had coons who questioned my so-called blackness, throw me underneath the damn bus, saying you need to address racism and talk about this. But these motherfuckers wouldn't get off their ass and look up to nothing. Don't want to look up their history. When fit in with Caucasian folks and these other so-called non-blacks who don't give a fuck about us, who hate so-called black people, but y'all want to be friends with them. So I had a bunch of handkerchief-head, Negro peeing, Uncle Ruckus, Aunt Your Mama, coons. And I'll say that again. I had a bunch of self-hating. Now, the only few so-called black students that I went to high school with, the majority of them were not conscious, no knowledge of self, no so-called black pride, no so-called black knowledge. And the majority of them were mostly self-hating, Negro peeing, handkerchief head, Aunt Your Mama, Uncle Ruckus, coons that threw me underneath the damn bus. You know, I came across prejudice from other people of color, and I came across racism from Caucasians and Jews. Disrespect, but getting called the N-word is one thing, but it was like, you could hear that they would say it far away, but they would say it behind your back. Crack jokes behind your back. Talk about you like a fucking dog behind your back. And what was worse, you had so-called black females throwing me underneath the damn bus, saying I ain't shit, accusing me of shit, saying, oh, this guy is gay. Oh, this guy likes white women. Which was when they never seen me talk to a white chick. And even if I did, it was strictly business. You know what I'm saying? Strictly business. And even if I wanted to fuck abroad, if the bitch is gonna give me some pussy, why not take it? Because y'all sisters ain't opening your legs, but you fuck a fucking thug. Basically, the typical so-called black male who's a fucking thug, criminal, bad boy motherfucker. And if not, you a fucking Caucasian guy. Who's just as square as me, lame as me, but he gets a pass because he's white. And it's okay for him to be boring and lame and corny, and know some shit. But if you're a brother who's intelligent and who thinks for himself is not the stereotypical Negro male and don't do dumb shit, You know, just it's two ways you go. You can either be a conscious man of color, speaks truth to power. Even when was not conscious back in the day, at some degree I did speak the truth to power to some degree. Or you can be the bootlicking, self-hating Negro-European male. You can just be a flat-out coon, and sisters will still just acknowledge you a little bit, but they will not respect you. They will just like you because they will use you for an opportunity for you so they can come up. Because, hey, this guy is cooning, but he's making money. Or then there's another one, or this guy's a fucking thug or a fucking drug dealer. Oh, we're gonna give him the pussy and have babies by this nigga. And I've seen that shit. I mean, sisters, don't wanna, out in New Jersey, outside of Princeton, these bitches don't wanna, these so-called black bitches don't wanna fuck with brothers, so-called black men who are smart and intelligent, you know, regular everyday dudes themselves don't fit the stereotypical Negro. But these bitches, you would go to Philadelphia, you would go to New York, you would go to Boston, you would go to Washington, D.C., as far as D.C., to fuck with a street dude. And I know that was tangent right there, but I was talking about my experiences, and this guy's got this Caucasian guy got so mad. Well, how can you say that? You know, how can you say that? I just think you're whining. I almost hit the dude. I told him, you don't know my life. I've been through hell. I've been treated unfairly. You know, I've been denied a life. I mean, didn't have chicks like you. I didn't have chicks coming. I'm what I meant, but to say, I didn't have women coming at me. Women rejected me, didn't want to be around me. People just treating me bad. People just treating me bad just because they feel they can. And this woman, this Guatemalan chick started to understand where I'm coming from. She did talk about colorism out in Guatemala. And I said, I know that. Because that's due to Caucasian supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And we talked, you know, she started understanding, oh, so that's why you're the way you are. So that's why you kind of, to yourself, I'm kind of mad at certain days. I said, yeah. But even though the thing is, she talks about how she was rejected. This chick was like brown skin, but she was a shade lighter than me. But she talked about how guys in Guatemala wouldn't give her, Latinos in Latin America, and particularly Guatemala, wouldn't give her the time of day because she's considered too dark. You know, she's not dark to me. But the thing is, she likes light-skinned dudes or Caucasian guys. And that's what, but no, that's just, I'm scratching my head. I said, I understand, but damn, man, that's kind of hypocritical to say, but you don't give guys who are dark as shit a time of day. And I'm told her how women have all the choice and all the say so in the dating scene. So the reason why people ask me, why are you so angry? Why are you this? And why you say the stuff you say? It's because of my life experiences. You know, I can agree to disagree with you. We can agree to disagree on certain things. But if you know I'm right, just admit it. It's okay, guys out there, it's okay to disagree with a woman that you're interested in. It's okay. You don't stop trying to kiss women's asses to get them to like you. Stop doing that shit. Stop kissing their asses. Treat them like a human being. Treat her the way you want to be treated. Be real with her. Be upfront. Don't lie to her. Don't kiss her ass and forsake your manhood just to get laid. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm telling you. Just be honest. If you disagree with her, just disagree with her. And if she has a problem because of the fact that you think for yourself and you have a different opinion and your opinion is different from hers, then she ain't the girl for you. Stop trying to change yourself to get a chick to like you. Stop trying to get women to like you, man. And the reason for why I'm doing this video, people ask me, why are you so angry? Why are you this? Because like I told you, I mean, my experiences in this world dealing with misandry, dealing with sexism and racism has made me the person that I am today. I remember my first racial experience. I was in the mall This when I was living in Long Island, New York. I got lost as a kid, like 5, 6 years old, and then I was trying to catch up to my mom and my aunt, and these Caucasian teens, these Caucasian males, one of them tried to cut me off, then one of them shoved me in the back and started hurling with racial slurs. That's how I knew that it's real out here, you know. And I mean, just being called the N-word, being disrespected, being racially harassed, being disrespected by your teachers, being disrespected by the administration, and your guidance counselor is not taking you seriously, mocking you, being disrespected by your principal, assistant principal, is just because they're bigots. Just dealing with systematic racism, people looking at you funny, girls clutching their fucking purse, regardless of the ethnicity, being afraid of you for no reason. And you wonder why I'm pissed. And it's like, I mean, and then I'm coming with dumbass comments. Oh, you feel you're entitled to shit. You think because you're a good man, you're entitled to shit. Why not? If I'm a good man and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I was always told that the good man gets the woman, the nice guy gets the girl. That you see in the movies, but that's not real. You know what I'm saying? And it's really a lot of you. The reason why a lot of men say, "Hey, I'm a good guy, so I deserve to have you," because you women scream, "I want a nice guy. I want a good man." So we're like, "Here you are," and then we get rejected, and you still going with dudes who are thugs, criminals, bad boys, jerks, pussy with faggots. And then, I mean, you go for these males who don't treat you right, and then we're like what? And then we're like, so fuck being a nice guy, because when I tried to be a nice guy, you disrespected me, you were rude to me, you were mean to me, you were nasty towards me, you were condescending, you hurt my feelings, you deceived me, you played with my emotions and feelings. Then you wonder why a man will go out and rape a chick. I'm not saying that's right, but I understand why he did it. I understand why a man would go out and kill a woman who was a fucking bitch. I'm not saying it's right, but I understand why it happened. You know, speaking of entitlement, the definition of entitlement is someone who feels that they have the right to something, that they deserve something. But you women saying just because you're a good man, saying some dumb shit, that just because you're a good man, you don't deserve nothing. But a guy who's an asshole, who's a jerk, who's a fucking thug, oh, he deserves pussy for doing wrong? So you mean to tell me a guy selling drugs, committing white collar crime, deserves your love? A guy who's a criminal, who beats on people, bullies people, beats on women, gets pussy and love? But a man who's nice to you, respectful, polite, we there for you, down for you, loyal to you, treats you the way he wants to be treated in return, he don't get no love? A guy who's productive, a guy who's intelligent, a guy got character, morals, and integrity, we don't deserve no love? We don't deserve to have a wife and kids? Y'all women, but you women feel you're entitled to this shit. You women feel you're entitled to a man who's damn near 6'5", light with a fucking tan, light skin with a fucking tan, that is, ain't got a lot of money, and he's good looking, and he has swag, and he has his own car, and I'm talking about this dude got a fucking Mercedes Benz, and he got a mansion out in the suburbs, out on the hill or damn near by the beach. Got multiple homes, got money in the bank. Y'all women feel that you're entitled to him, even if you as a chick is a fat, ugly chick, you still feel you're entitled to the best pickings of men. Y'all still feel that you're entitled to have the fucking best, even if you're a chick who's broke and don't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. You still feel you're entitled to a man with money, good credit, handsome, good looking, got status, power, money. Y'all women, regardless of whether you are good looking or ugly, y'all still feel you're entitled to the best men, to the best males, the top of the line men who got their shit together, who got looks, stats, fame, and money, popularity, who's in a position of power in society. But y'all want something for nothing. You women feel you're entitled to having the best of the best, but you tell men like myself we don't deserve the best. That's some hypocritical bullshit. That's a double standard. Women, you need to stay in your goddamn lane. If you ain't got money like that, if you working at Walmart making $8,000 an hour or McDonald's, then you don't deserve a man who's making over $350,000 a year. Bitch, if you don't have a fucking car, you better not demand you better not expect that this man has a car in his own place while you don't have a car. You're making like $8 an hour at Walmart or McDonald's or Subway. You're still living with your fucking parents. You don't take care of your body. You're overweight, you're unattractive, you're skinny, don't have no ass and titties. And you just plain ugly, but you want the best pickings of men. Even if you have kids out of wedlock, what kills me that you have women who are single mothers who got multiple kids from different men, kids that have different kids who have children from a previous relationship, but they expect a man to be childless. I want a man who don't have kids, but I have kids. That's that selfish bullshit entitlement. That's hypocrisy, and that's fucking wrong. You're wrong for that. If you got kids, maybe you should look for a man who got kids too. You got something in common. If you're a broke chick, you should go for a broke guy. You should stay in your fucking lane. If you're a woman who's a 3 or a 4 or a 5, you should date dudes who are 3 or 4 or 5s. And not go for guys who are 7, 8, 9s, and 10s who got good credit, got a nice car and a beautiful big ass house. And at the same time, you women want a man to have male responsibility, but you don't believe in male leadership. You women want tradition when it benefits you. You want to be a feminist, a matriarch, when it benefits your ass. You want equality when it best suits you. But when it comes to responsibility for equality, matriarchy, and traditionalism, no responsibility. When you want to be a man, when it's convenient for you, then you want to be a woman when it's convenient for you. But when it comes to the responsibility of being a woman, you don't want that because that's oppression. That's sexism. When it comes to the responsibility of being a man as equal as a fucking man, no responsibility. I'm a woman. I deserve special treatment. That's the bullshit that a lot of men can't fucking stand. And the fact that you women treat men like shit and think that our feelings and our emotions and feelings don't matter. I mean, I have women come to my page saying, well, you shouldn't talk like that. What if a woman finds out that I make videos like I do? You blew your chances. I mean, wait a minute. You have women going on fucking talk shows talking shit about men, male bashing the fuck out of them, saying bullshit about men that ain't fucking true, calling men gay, saying we're dogs, we're players, we're pimps, we're cheaters. We're deadbeat dads. We're womanizers. We're drug dealers. We're thugs. We're criminals. And if you're a man or even if you work in the corporate world, we're evil and corrupt and we're selfish and inhumane. If you are a politician, you're crooked and evil. But you women fuck those guys anyway. But if a guy who's the antithesis of that, who's honest, who's an everyday Joe, who's nice and kind and sweet and sensitive and caring and strong at the same and strong and stands by his word and stands up for what he believes in, thinks for himself and has his own opinions about life based on his experiences, you don't want that guy. And that's fucking bullshit. You're saying, so basically what you women are saying, some of you women who are saying that shit to me, basically I'm supposed to shut up and suffer in silence just so you can feel comfortable and I put a smile on your fucking face. I'm supposed to burn and suffer by your evil mistreatment and deal with and tolerate your evil, wicked ways and take your fucking abuse just to make you feel fucking comfortable and put a smile on your fucking face by not talking about this shit. Not holding you accountable for your fucking actions. Fuck out of here. Women, you are not exempt from accountability and responsibility for your actions, for the decisions that you make, and the stuff that you do, and how you treat other people, and how you treat men especially. I'll say that again. Women, you are not exempt from accountability. You are not exempt from being criticized and examined by you being part of the fucking problem, or the reason why society is a shithole. You are not exempt from accountability and responsibility for your decisions, your choices, and your fucking actions. You want equality? Well, whoop, there it is. Here are the same obligations. Here's the responsibility of the equality. You want traditionalism? Well, here's play your role, stay in your fucking lane, and stay in a woman's place and shut the fuck up and be accountable for your shit anyway. No, you want stuff when it benefits you. You're situational. So me talking about what women are doing, I didn't say all women are bad. I didn't say all women are evil. I never said I hate women. I just don't want to tolerate bullshit. Just like y'all love men, but you don't want to put up with our bullshit. So if we have a standard, it's okay for you to have a standard, but we can't have a standard. That's not right. That's not right. You can't have high standards and the man, and you hold men to a certain standard, but when a man holds you to a standard, that's sexism, and that's oppressive, and that's abuse, and some bullshit like that. So basically, when a man holds a woman to a high, when a man holds a woman or holds women to a higher standard, excuse me. So that's wrong. We don't deserve the best. So a man don't deserve to have a beautiful, good-looking woman from head to toes, who's nice and kind and sweet and polite and respectful, ladylike, and loves men who can cook and clean and know how to fuck him good, love him, and be the supporter of the family, give him his children, be his wife, and be the glue to the family, the supporter of the family. So we can't have that shit. I mean, but you women want what you want, but when a man gives you what you want more. So, but I don't believe in giving people what they want. I believe in giving people what they fucking need. So when a man gives you what you need, it's honest and truth and sincerity. When a man gives you honesty, reliability, and sincerity, when a man's honest and sincere and stands by his word, oh, you don't want that guy, because he's going to hold you to that same standard as he would hold himself. And so when a man says, I'm not going to put up with certain shit from women, oh, that's wrong. You need to accept women for who they are, but you want to accept a man for who he is. You won't tolerate his fucking faults, his fucking flaws, and don't tell me that you fucking do, because the only reason why you don't tolerate shit from men, unless he got good dick, unless he got money, unless he got fame and status and power. That's the only reason why you will put up with a man's bullshit, and then when you get sick and tired of dealing with his bullshit, then all men ain't shit. All men are evil, and women are oppressed. All men are liars, players, cheaters, and dogs, womanizers, and deadbeat dads. But you don't talk about the deadbeat moms. You don't talk about the women who break up their families. The woman who takes the man's children away from him. Women denying men to see their own kids. You don't say that shit. So when a man says, I'm not going to put up with bullshit from women, I'll hold women to a high standard because I can live up to my fucking standard. Oh, that's too much. You don't deserve this. You're not worthy of this. Who the fuck are you to say what I don't deserve and what I do deserve? You don't know me. I don't tell you what you can and cannot have, so you have no right to tell me what I can and cannot have. That's wrong. But y'all women feel that you're entitled to your shit. You have a list of what you want and don't want from men. But when a man has the same exact list, Oh, that's sexism. Oh, that's misogyny. He's a chauvinist pig. Oh, this ain't the dark ages. But you women want to live in the dark ages when it benefits your fucking ass. When it comes to chivalry, you want outdated chivalry with new age independence. No, pick one. You ain't getting both. So when a man has standards, especially a man of color, oh, he don't deserve that shit. Oh, he's asking for too damn much. No, he needs to accept women for who they are. You need to date a mediocre, ugly ass chick and get over it. Get over yourself. You don't deserve the best because you don't qualify. But you got women. But it's okay for a woman who's not attractive to date a handsome man. You got fat women who won't date a fat guy, but they'll date a man who's in shape. Men don't do that shit to y'all women. There's a few men who do. There's men who are overweight, but they won't date a fat chick. But you women, but most men will accept a fat chick quicker than the other way around. I see more, especially in North Carolina, I see more men dating fat, overweight, obese women than women who are fit dating overweight, obese men. That's a double standard. Don't tell me how to fucking feel. You know, you have women treating men like shit and doing men dirty. Then when men talk about it, oh, we're whining, we're complaining. Oh, we hate women. Oh, we're fucking gay. You're wrong as hell. Why? Because when you have a problem with something, people complain. Y'all women fought for women's rights. You had your foremothers. You had your grandmothers. Yeah, and your mothers and grandmothers fought for women's rights, and you're reaping the benefits of women's rights because there was because women at that time period during the 50s and 60s felt that there was a fucking problem in America of women not being treated right. Now in 2016, in 2017, men notice that there's a huge problem of how men are treated, and men are facing discrimination in society by women and by other men, and that's fucking wrong. Why is it okay women can do certain things and good or bad and get rewarded for it, but when a man do certain things good or bad, we don't deserve shit. Especially when we fuck up, we are on our own. We don't get rewarded for fucking up, and even when we do something good, there's no reward for a man to be a good man. There's no reward for a man to be a good guy. And a lot of you women don't care if a man is good or bad, as long as you're getting what you fucking want. As long as the man look good, as long as the man got a lot of money, as long as the man got a nice car, as long as the man got a nice home, that's all that matters. It don't matter if the man's good or bad, as long as you're getting what you want, as long as you're getting your lust. And that's not right. Don't demand that you want something good and then say I'm deserving of a good man, but you know damn well you're not a good fucking woman. And then you want to cry and bitch and talk about how all these men are evil and how these men are evil, dumb and immature and stupid and selfish and deadbeat dads. How these men are thugs and criminals and rapists and woman haters and some bullshit like that. You women who fuck with bad boys and thugs and no good ass dudes overall ain't good women to begin with. A good woman will never fuck with a lazy bum ass effeminate dusty dude, a fucking criminal, a fucking thug, a fucking bad boy. Good women don't fuck with those guys. Even if she's in lust with them, she won't act on it. Just guys, you might see a pretty woman, but if she's on dumb shit, if she's a bad woman, we won't fuck her. A real man. I'm talking about a real man. If we see a good chick, if we see a woman who's attractive, but we know she's no good, like a fucking prostitute, a fucking whore, a fucking feminist, if we see her and she looks good, especially a fucking whore, we won't deal with her like that. Even if we do fuck her, we ain't gonna commit to her like that. But you women, When it comes to fucking with no good ass dudes, you fuck them, and then for some odd reason, y'all end up fucked up, and some of y'all end up pregnant by these dudes, and then you want the good man to clean up the fucking mess. But if a good man fucks up and fucks with a no good ass bitch, oh, you won't clean up his fucking mess. What I'm trying to say is, women, you gotta be fucking fair. You have to understand why men are angry. Why we feel the way we feel about women. And it's not based on coincidence. It's not based on accident. You have a lot of men who feel the way I do. But they're too afraid to talk about it because you shame them into silence. Oh, if you talk about this, if you talk about the evil, wicked ways of what women do, you won't get no ass. You won't get no pussy. You won't never have the opportunity to have sex and reproduce because we are the gatekeepers of sex. Y'all said it yourselves that y'all the fucking choosers. That y'all the gatekeepers of sex. Y'all decide which man gets to have a family or not. Which man gets to have a wife and kids or not. Y'all women have that power, and some of that power has been handed down to you by the powers that be. If you're a good woman, and if you're watching this, if you're not like that, I'm not talking about you. But you need to call out the bullshit and the hypocrisy that a lot of women are on. Just like you have men out here who are calling out the bullshit. I'm calling out the bullshit of what men are doing too. Doing wrong too. And every time I call out the bullshit and tell men, stop being a man janitor. Stop being a fucking simp. Stop being effeminate. Stop being a pussy with male. Stop being gay. Y'all still slam me. And then you still protect these guys when I tell them, especially when I warn them about these certain women. And then you have dumbass bitches like Deborah Cooper saying, we need to I'm warning other women about guys like you. But you won't warn these bitches who fuck with these no-good ass dudes, guys who are fucking felons, fucking thugs, drug dealers, fucking bad boys, fucking jerks, womanizers. Guys who are on the fucking down low. Oh, you won't warn women about those males, but a guy who speaks truth to power and calls a woman out on her fucking bullshit and treats women and men fairly and holds them accountable and gives them equal responsibility. Oh, don't go with that guy. And that's fucking retarded. So basically, because I hold women accountable and men accountable at the same damn time, but especially women accountable, I'm a woman hater, I'm a chauvinist pig, I'm misogynistic. Get the fuck out of here.
The bottom line is this: we gotta hold everybody is accountable for what they do, but at the same time, the problem is you have one group who's accountable for nothing and isn't responsible for anything. But one group gets the blame, which is the men. Women are responsible for nothing, but men, it's always men's fault and men get the blame. And that's not right. The reason I do what I do is because I care about people.
And I want what's right for everybody. Life is what we make of it. Life is what we make of it. And everybody should be happy. Everybody should have a fair shake in life. And everybody deserves to have a mate if they want to. You know what I'm saying? Me addressing the problems that is going on in this world, especially in this society, I'm not the bad guy. You should get mad at the powers that be who created these problems. What I'm trying to do is make people aware of it and be accountable for what they do. And also treat people the way you want to be treated. So stop treating people the way you don't want to be treated. The reason why I go hard on women, because women are the key to the culture. A man can do one thing and that he's great individually, but if you show a woman and give her the best, then everybody's happy and everybody gets the best. And that's what I'm trying to do. Women, you are the choosers. Women, you are the key to the culture. If you don't support what's good and you don't stand by good men, you're not going to get positive. And that's a fact. So I'm not the bad guy. So don't get mad at me for telling the truth and holding you accountable for what you do. If you don't like what I'm saying, then change. But it's not right to treat people unfairly and hurt them and expect no consequences and repercussions of your actions. Like I said, you cannot dictate the consequences. So wake up. We need to be fair and treat people the way we want to be treated. And everybody's entitled to have the best. And everybody should want what's right for everybody. And that's all I gotta say. You have a good night. Peace.